Hey guys, welcome to PrimeTime Kitchen's How Tuesday. I am Jim. That is my wife, Tori.
Hello.
And we decided, actually we said on the air today on the Monsters that I wasn't going to do the show tonight because we wanted to just kind of chill out. This is one of those rare occasions where we actually have a little bit of time together tomorrow. But you know what? People asked me about the brining process, and I had to do it today anyway to brine the turkey for our dinner on Thursday. So I figured I'd show you guys how to brine and tell you why you brine and the secrets behind it and why it happens. So first, let's do a couple things before we get started. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody from the Colbert family and the PrimeTime Kitchen family. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, let's chat a little bit to let people get on, because I know a lot of people were wanting to watch this tonight, because a lot of people don't know how to brine turkey. I don't.
And this is a thing that you can actually use for all poultry. You can use it for chicken if you just want to make your chicken breast better. If you're roasting chickens at home, you can certainly do that as well. You can just kind of use this brining process. And then people do it with fish, all kinds of stuff. Of course, when you use it with meats, it's called marinating or whatever.
Right.
But we're actually submerging the bird into a salty water solution. What happens is the bird actually kind of absorbs that. You can lose up to 30% of your moisture when you roast a bird. Of course, with frying, it's a totally different machine altogether because you're cooking it in basically 50 minutes as opposed to 3.5 hours or so. We have a 20-pound Amish bird we're going to kind of share with you guys here in a second. I got mine from Petty's. I think you should as well. They are open tomorrow, by the way. Petty's Meats, 434 Longwood. You can go get it up there. They have those Amish turkeys, and they're good. If you're on the coast, we love the guys over at Wassey's Meats as well. They have turkeys, and you can go over there and get that, and get brines and rubs all built in right there. By the way, wouldn't be a bad idea to put your order in for an egg either, because
get an egg.
They're dope. This bird's going on an egg tomorrow.
Yeah,
as we move throughout the show, we'd love for you to like and share as we kind of like them. We want people to know about the show, and as we grow it in 2018, which we have some really cool stuff now that some career stuff with me has kind of solidified. I can move forward full tilt with this. We're going to set up a full camera setup in our new townhouse.
Woo,
so we can
I can't wait.
Get a much better shoot. We're going to get some mics that make it sound a lot better, so we get a better quality product for you guys, and have some exciting stuff. Guests like we had Tom and Dan in, those guys. We'll have more guests in as well. Chefs.
I have a sneaking suspicion Tom and Dan will be around a lot more often.
Well, Daniel is a stone cold addict.
He'll moonwalk over to our house, dragging his cooler of
we'll
beer.
have to bar the door to keep he and his daughter out every week, but we won't mind them coming by and hanging out, that's for sure. Tori is drinking, because we always start off with a little bit of a drink. Tori has Tori's out of the wine mode and out of everything else. Tori is having a little Tito's, cranberry, and some club soda tonight. I am drinking this beer I've actually been waiting for this season. This is the Southern Tier. You could call it a bunch of things, 2 times Christmas, 2 Xmas, whatever.
Okay.
This is one of their really, really interesting beers. This is a brewery out of New York. They're legendary. I mean, when you smell this,
it smells like
orange
a meal.
peel, spices, almost like it has a gingerbread type smell.
Totally.
It is freaking delicious, and it will stomp your ass too. So you be careful. But this is a really great seasonal beer. I wish you could smell this thing through there, because it is. It's like a gingerbread cake just came out of the oven. But it's so delicious. It doesn't lose its characteristics and identity as a beer at all. But obviously, a lot of people who love good beer they understand Southern Tier is a great brewery.
So I kind of think we need to let everybody know to go to our website, go to ptkradio.com and sign up to enter to win a shoe knife. We're going to give it away on Cyber Monday, probably at the end of Cyber Monday.
That's this Monday.
Yeah.
So we're going to just put it up on Facebook?
Totally.
All right, on. So, and that comes with a straightening steel as well. That's courtesy of the Oliver Brothers Real Estate, who's handling the sale of our show, or our house actually. The
Oliver Brothers bought this shoe knife.
And I spilled some water on the straightening steel.
And Jimmy got water on the straightening steel.
Right. But as you can see, this is a quality knife.
Yeah,
this is from the guys over at Wassey's. We love those dudes.
Yeah. So just go to ptkradio.com. It'll be on the front page there. It just is register to win and sign up.
Yeah, we can't wait. We love to get away. And thanks to the Oliver Brothers. We appreciate those guys. It's theoliverbrothers.com. They are real estate geniuses. They can handle your issue. They're selling our house for us, and they found us and helped negotiate the deal for our new townhouse, which we absolutely love. And I got to tell you, can we got? I mean, I know they're not a PrimeTime Kitchen sponsor. Maybe we'll get them on for 2018. How awesome has it been working with Brad over at We Are Not the Banks?
Oh my Lord. They're so simple.
So I've heard a bunch of people in the building talking about working with him. Of course, I didn't really have any business with Brad. I knew he was a good guy, and a lot of people respected him. We respect him as a customer at the radio station. He's got a great reputation in the building. We had an opportunity to work with him, and it's been an amazing experience. So again, if you're in need of any help with a mortgage or something like that, got to give Brad a call because he's really good at what he does.
Yeah, he's super cool. WeAreNotTheBanks.com.
Okay, so we're going to brine this bird tonight. We have a 20-pound
giant
Amish turkey from
Big Daddy turkey.
So this is a good brand of bird. It's never frozen. These are always nice and fresh. We love them. They come, they're ready to go. This is a gigantic cooking vessel. Now, I will tell you, a lot of guys I know use pickle buckets or just like Lowe's buckets. They just sanitize it, and then you can actually even use a bag inside that to build your brine in. This is what I have. So this is what's going in the fridge. And we're doing this way in advance because this is actually going to my in-laws. So I'll have the fridge space for our dinner because this takes up a lot of space. That's why people freak out a little bit. If you don't have fridge space and you want to do this, you can do it. Here's what you gotta do, guys. When you build your brine, you have to get those packs, those ice packs that you can refreeze and freeze. You got to keep that water cold. You got to keep rotating this out to keep the water good and cold. You don't want ever getting near room temperature. You'll cause some bacteria issues, and man, Thanksgiving will be Black Friday will have it'll be more like Brown Friday. You feel me?
So I have a question.
You don't want to do Brown Friday.
I got a question.
What? Yes.
Is 24 hours enough to brine, or do you need 48 really?
No, 24 is fine. I mean, really, it's fine. You're going to get all the absorption you really want. And like I said before, the reason you brine is the salty water with these flavors and herbs are going to go into the bird. It's going to soak them up. The proven fact it does. And then what happens is when you cook your bird, as you lose that moisture, you soak water up, so basically your bird stays nice and juicy. Now, I will tell you, one of the fallbacks a lot of people say with is brine birds don't taste the same. I would contend that you need to buy a quality turkey before you start making statements like that. I've read a couple of articles where people are like, well, brining is juicy, but there's no flavor. I don't buy that. I've never brined one of my birds, whether it be a chicken or a turkey, where it didn't come out great and it didn't help the juiciness of the bird for sure. Now, like with anything, like if you're doing your fryer, you want to find out how much brine you're actually making. So what I actually did is I put my bird in here. I did this earlier, and then I filled it up with water. Then I took the bird out, and then I took my half-gallon measuring thing here, baby.
Yep.
And I just poured the water in one at a time, counting them. Turns out I need about 2.5 gallons of brine in this particular vessel to completely cover my bird.
That makes sense.
And that's good because what happens is people are like, oh, I built all this brine. And they stick their bird in there and then they pour it out, 4 cups of brine. Not that it's going to be super costly, but just a pain in the butt. If you do a little bit of work beforehand, you can eliminate all that. So we know we need to make about 5 of these in brine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull our bird out.
Alex has a question.
Yeah, sure.
He wants to know if Amish turkeys, if they have weird beards and all, and they drive horses and drawn buggies.
No, but that is a very stereotypical joke. I will tell you this. That turkey built me a barn right before we killed it. That's the only thing odd about Amish turkeys. They will build you a barn. They don't really talk while doing it.
Shannon said that she adds 6 dark beers to her brine.
You can. Okay, so let's go over a couple things with the brine before we build it.
Okay.
I have found this. We talk about this on the show all the time. People start outthinking themselves when it comes to what actually works.
Okay.
There's a great book called The Science of Cooking, or The Cook's Science, whatever. I recommend it highly. It's a good Christmas gift if you have a foodie out there, because what it does is actually explains what happens when something hits heat, whether it be a baked good, whatever. Like, let me give you an example. Like when you get a good crispy steak, that crisp, that's called the Maillard effect, or so basically what happens, that fat turns into that caramelized fat, it crisps up. There's a word for that. So with everything that happens when you put proteins or food under heat, sugars, carbs, something happens, right? And this will teach you why and how it happens. It'll actually make you a much better cook. I've learned that these stepple brines are fine. You just want a salty, simple solution.
Okay.
And you want to flavor it a little bit with some fresh herbs to support what you're going to do while you're roasting the bird. Okay?
Okay.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
Yep.
So we know we need 2.5 gallons of water when it all comes down to it. But okay, so here's the ratio before we get going. So we're going to take 2 oranges.
Okay.
We're just going to quarter them, right? And actually, before I do that, I would take my blade. I would just drag my blade across the.
Why are you doing that?
I'm trying to cut myself.
You're going to.
I almost did just a second ago. That was almost the worst thing ever. So I'm trying. What I'm doing is I'm just scrape that rind open. I'm gonna get some of those oils to the top.
Okay.
So this one I'll do beforehand. So just go around. I was talking about this on the monsters. I got made fun of because people they thought I was talking about the turkey. You could actually just take your nails and do that.
That would be much safer. They want to know if you're doing the turkey on the big green egg.
Yes, we are cooking the turkey on the big green egg. My father-in-law is in charge of the bird this year, so I'm not doing anything. I'm making deviled eggs. By the way, the deviled egg and corn pudding recipe, are they up?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're up. I had somebody text me today and ask me, "Hey man, is those 2 recipes up?" Yes, they're up. That serving, and I didn't write it on the recipe, that's about 4 to 6 servings for the corn pudding. I suggest doubling that and making it like that. And then the deviled eggs, of course, you can do the same thing. That's exactly what I'm making for Thanksgiving dinner this year is deviled eggs. No, I'm making stuffed mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Cool. I'm just brining this bird for my father-in-law because I'm the one who picked it up. So along with 2 oranges quartered, we're going to do some simple garlic.
Okay.
And we're just going to crush it to her. We don't need to chop it or anything else. We're just going to pop it to get it out of its shell.
Okay.
And we're going to throw it right in because you got to remember, this is just going to get discarded anyway. We just want but I do want it crushed. All right?
To release all the
I want as much, here's the thing. I want to create as many surfaces as possible to come in contact with that water to let go as much of that garlic flavor as you can get.
They have an ongoing bet that you are definitely going to cut yourself.
What, tonight?
Yeah.
No, there's no chance of it tonight.
Well, don't. Now it's going to happen. Can you brine for less time? I thought the turkey was soft when I brined.
It will kind of come out like that, but again, if you're cooking it at the right temperature for the right amount of time, which you just kind of go online and find that out. Really, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the internal temperature of your bird, and it's important where you put the thermometer in. Don't stick your thermometer in your breast, guys, and think that's good. That's not going to be good.
Oh, I didn't know this. Where do you put it?
Well, here's why. So white meat cooks faster than dark meat. So when your breast is what you think is done, the thigh could be. So what you want to do is, if you go online, you can actually see that part where you can go down kind of through the thigh and through the breast and stuff, and you can see how to kind of get it and go deep in there to make sure you're in the center. I test both the breast and the thigh. And when you get to 160 or so, take it out. It'll continue cooking, let it rest. You always let stuff like that rest. It'll redistribute the juices, kind of get everything tightened up so that when you cut it, everything doesn't come pouring out, you know?
Yeah, Trish said, as for quality turkey, in the normal store, what is that?
I don't know, butterballs aren't awful. I mean, this turkey here, to give you an idea, that's a 20-pound turkey. It's $3 a pound, as opposed to, I think, butterballs are, what, $1.50 or whatever?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more, but the flavor is considerably different, but a butterball will be fine. I mean, honestly, any bird's going to be fine,
well,
guys.
They want to know what the difference is between the Amish and like a regular store-bought turkey.
Well, store-bought turkeys are they go through a process of getting them to weight before they go to slaughter, and Amish turkeys, these free-range kind of turkeys, I mean, they don't really do that. It's a different diet. They have a different way of processing the birds. They never freeze them.
Right.
So I just find that's all I've cooked for the last 4 or 5 years, and we've been very, very happy. But let me tell you, just so you find out, this is my personal choice. I've cooked many really good butterball turkeys. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter when I fry them. I cook many good butterballs, so I'm not going to take anything away from any turkey purveyor. I just happen to like this bird, and I have access to them, so this is the one I bought.
Mitchell said
this was like $55, by the way, this turkey.
Okay. Mitchell said that he's heard that there are pre-brine turkeys.
I've never heard of that, but I'm sure there are. I mean, I know that, Petty's has that crazy turducken thing. I saw a lady buying a turducken today stuffed with andouille sausage. I
don't like andouille, but I know it's flavor and whatever.
Well,
shut up.
This is like the stuffing. It is so crazy good.
So are you just peeling these?
Yeah, just peeling these up. No, we're gonna quarter them. We don't have to go anything crazy.
Gary's sister is watching from Puxatawny.
Oh wow! I won't make the Phil joke. So onion.
Shane wants to know if you've injected the turkey.
No, not injecting the turkey.
Okay.
Now I'm not against that because I have. And I actually love it. Believe it or not, we have that Creole butter. What?
Oh, they're just making me laugh.
Oh, are they picking on me?
They said deep in the thigh, and then Lucas said so deep.
That's why I love you guys. This is a food show, and already it's become oddly sexual.
Rocky said, how long do you let it rest?
So 10-15 minutes.
After you cook it? Is that what we're talking about?
After it comes out of the oven, you want it out 10 or 15 minutes. Let it rest for sure before you start cooking. For one thing, it's going to cool down so you can cut the damn thing. Right. I mean, this is going to stay pretty darn hot. And when you cut, if you have the turkey and the breast is up, go down that breastbone and go under with your knife a little bit, and then come in from the side and go up, and that entire lobe, that breast will come off. Set that down, and then go across the grain. How you're thickness, you'll get these beautiful across the grain, really tender, not lengthwise. You'll get that. So if anybody overcooks the turkey, it'll even still be easy to eat because you've cut it across the grain properly.
What's up, Polk County?
Okay, so we have our veggies in.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get this bird
Are we going to fill it?
Wrapper. Yeah, we're going to fill it right up. Yeah, we're going to get the bird out of it.
Okay. I would have laughed if you would have turned on
the food disposal?
Yeah. And this is 20 pound, is that what you said?
Yeah, 20 pounds.
Okay. Everybody gets to see my dirty Yeti cups. Mm-hmm. They are dirty with Tito's.
Mm-hmm. So we want to go in there and get this.
You are being aggressive.
How you doing, ladies? Have we met? Jim.
Stop. Go on.
So, get all that out of there. This one didn't have a giblet bag. That's fine.
Well, apparently...
So right in we go. Pressed up.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, you could brine this neck. Because we're going to cook it. Wewe're going to roast it off.
I don't want to see no damn neck. Grow off.
Baby, you were married to a Harlan girl.
Marissa wants to know where she can get a good quality cutting board.
Bed Bath & Beyond have good ones. I mean, I'm not going to hate on them. You can get one there. But like Williams-Sonoma has good ones. But I will tell you.
What is that?
That's a pop-up register thing for a pop-up.
So it just tells you when it's done?
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. We'll probably use that as a guide, but we'll leave that there because there's no reason to take it out. But when we go to cook it, we're definitely going to lean on our meat thermometer for sure.
Somebody got a turducken.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah?
Yeah, they are.
It's kind of creepy and weird.
Okay.
It is weird.
Ratios.
Okay.
You're going to find a lot of people out there say a bunch of different things. This is the one that works for me that doesn't do too much. I take away from the bird. A lot of people call for a full cup or 2 cups of salt per gallon of water. I do this. So it's 1 cup of salt, 1/2 cup sugar per gallon of water. Okay? Yeah. We're going to use 2.5 gallons of water. Okay. So it's pretty darn easy. So 2.5 cups or so of sugar and 1.5 cups or so of, 2 cups of salt and 1.5 cups or so of sugar is what we're going to wind up using. And then our fresh herbs. Okay.
So Dustin had a live turkey.
Okay. This feels bad. This feels like a horrible joke.
And he wants to know if you leave the feathers on when you brine it.
You know what? You do. So
all right.
This is a 1/2 gallon. It's gonna take a couple seconds.
Okay. So you're filling this up with 1/2 gallon.
Yeah. So we're gonna fill it. We just talk while we're doing
So you do? Like, are you joking?
Well, yeah, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
He's joking, honey. Everyone's joking.
I don't know if these people are joking. Oh. People ask the most ridiculous thing on here. Are you seriously coming at me right now? I'm just reading what these people are saying.
You sound aggressive.
Do you want to put butter under the skin?
Huh? No. Okay. Why would I do that?
Because Will wanted to know. See? They ask questions. So and you don't know. Okay.
So this is
1/2 gallon of water?
1/2 gallon.
Okay. And you're just going to keep doing that? Okay.
Now, we'll do this.
So Josh asked, you're not going to, inject it with anything?
No. So if you want to inject it, believe it or not, when you take it out of the brine, you can inject it then. I wouldn't inject it before the brine. But you got to remember, you're just injecting more liquid, and you're going to have a plump bird. The whole idea of brining is basically the same idea of injecting.
Okay, so if they don't have a lot of refrigerator space, can they brine standing up?
Yeah, of course they can.
Okay.
I mean, this is just the vessel I have. That's why I said that earlier. So that's 1 gallon. This is the only vessel I have that'll fit this bird in here. Here's why I'm using it. And we are lucky because we haven't been eating here in the house much, so we don't have any groceries in the fridge.
Yeah.
And everybody's bringing stuff to us, so we don't have to really worry about a lot of fridge space.
Hey, Aniston.
So also,
are you brining it overnight? Yeah, right?
Yeah, 24 hours. So this will actually go. This will go over to my in-laws late tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Joe said that he boils the neck for his dogs.
Yeah, you can do that. They love it. Well, you also can boil the neck and get the meat off of it and get that water to make your gravy. And that's what we would do. We would just basically we would put this in the roaster.
Yeah.
And roast it off for 40, 50 minutes or so, and then use that to stir around with our roux.
All right.
To make the gravy, because that little meat and that neck will fall off and go into your gravy. It makes it great. Plus, you get the stock kind of from the bones. So after we do this, we'll put in our salt and sugar. We'll stir it up, make sure it's mixed. We'll cover this fool up and get it in the fridge, and we're off to go.
Nancy, I agree. Turducken is creepy.
Turducken is creepy, but it is freaking delicious. I'm telling you, that thing they have with stuff.
I feel like, is there bones in it?
No, there's no bones. It's completely boneless.
Because I was like, man, that's going to get confusing.
Yeah, they
trying
debone
to
the
cut
entire
that
thing.
up.
Debone the entire thing for sure, yeah.
Shelly is correcting Dustin and saying, buddy, use rubber gloves and don't brine the feathers.
Get them.
Yeah.
Don't take it. A lot of people are indignant about cooking. It's like, you son of a... How dare
Everybody
you?
said you're uncomfortable and being aggressive.
Who?
Everyone.
Say I'm being that way? You sound a maniac when you talk like that. All right, so 2.5 gallons of water. This is our last part here.
Oh, Peggy told us to be nice. Peggy. Negative Nelly, want Peggy.
All right.
Okay,
All right, 2.5 gallons.
Okay.
So now we're going to get our salt in.
Okay.
So we need 2 cups of salt, because, or 2.5 cups of salt.
Okay.
All right, because we have...
I'm going to come over here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we have, so again, my ratios are, for every gallon of water in your brine, you're using a full cup of salt.
Okay.
And you're using half a cup of sugar.
Okay.
Now, also, let me just go ahead and say this. A lot of people I see, like, oh, I'm going to put some apple cider vinegar and blah, 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 and I'm going to do all this, and, I'm going to make it fancy. You're not really helping it. I would not put vinegar anywhere near my brine, because the vinegar will actually start kind of this weird cooking process, also kind of a curing process.
Okay.
And believe it or not, when you take it out of that brine with that vinegar, acid, or balsamic, or whatever the case may be, you're going to find that it's going to make the meat, it's going to kind of wind up a little stringy. You don't want to do that.
So, Kathy wants to know if it was cold water that you used?
Yes, cold water. Now, there are some people who will cook their brines, which is perfectly fine, but you have to let it cool completely before you put your bird in there. Do not put your turkey in a warm brine.
Okay.
So you want to, when you cook that brine, you get all those flavors together like you want, which is a fine idea. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
You put that in the fridge and you get it dead cold before you get a turkey anywhere near that thing.
So JR says that he puts his in a cooler with ice.
Yeah, you can do that. A lot of guys, matter of fact, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people will be shoveling ice packs in and out of these coolers. You got to remember, you can't add ice to the brine because the whole idea is to keep the brine at the same salinity.
Right.
You want like 8-10% salt, I believe, or something like that for a good brine.
Okay.
So, so we have 2 cups. We want to get a full cup and a half of sugar. I use brown sugar.
Jerry wants to know if you find squeezing the citrus in the brine changes the flavor at all.
I don't squeeze. If you notice, I didn't do that. And I'm glad he brought that up because I wanted to mention that. If you'll notice, I did not squeeze the fruit in there. I want it to kind of break down. The salt and the sugar will actually kind of help get those juices out. I want it to happen naturally.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you brine with grape knee-high?
You can brine with grape knee-high.
Oh.
Or you can be a juggler and do it with Faygo.
Purple. It's called purple drink.
Purple drink? All right. So we have a multitude of herbs here. We have thyme, fresh thyme.
Yep.
Okay. We have some rosemary.
Lots of rosemary.
All right. Now,
rub it, right?
Yeah, you want to rub it a little bit. Rosemary opens it up real good. You don't want too much rosemary. I'm telling you, rosemary can be a greedy bee sometimes with some flavors. Thyme is a beautiful flavor. And then, of course, the flavor you know as sage. It's the best. I mean, sage
it's
is
so aromatic.
Such a beautiful flavor, and it smells. So we want to get that in there. Crush. Smells like a Motley Crue show.
Mark said that you should consider a non-metallic container for brining.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I mean, that's why a lot of guys use the pickle buckets. Again, let me say.
Where's your damn 5-gallon bucket?
This is a real cooking show. This is the vessel I have. That's the 9th time I've said it tonight. Okay. So I'm going to take a pause for some of this great Southern Tier beer.
Peggy said that she wants to make sure that you got the gizzards and the heart out.
It's all out.
Okay.
It's all. So, bird up.
Bird up.
Slow. Because of that.
Fill up the hole.
Because of that. I want to go under there. I want all that fruit out of there so I can sit it down on the bottom. Make sure it gets covered up.
Yeah.
Now, if you look, I'm going to have to add
more water.
Yeah, add a little bit of water. Fill those just off a little bit. Watch out first. Probably 3 gallons, but I mean.
Cherry said that her Italian man will fight over the neck to eat.
Her Italian man fights over the turkey neck?
Yep.
Is that hot?
Ooh.
It doesn't sound hot.
I don't know, buddy.
That doesn't sound like a good look. I don't want to see an Italian fighting over a turkey neck. Wait a minute. I do want to see. I take that back completely. Matter of fact, that's all I want to see now.
Igloo 5-gallon water coolers are perfect for brining. Adam's asking to see your tip.
Oh, Tori?
Ooh, don't touch my lens.
Bink.
Okay.
All right.
Touching tips.
So we were a little bit short on water, but now we're completely covered. As you can see, we have our beautiful herbs, our floating lobes of garlic and onion.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've infused that into our water that has 1 cup per gallon of water. It's 1 cup of salt, half a cup of sugar. Now, you saw me use brown sugar.
I did.
I like brown sugar. But believe it or not, most brines that I've seen call for just regular granulated sugar.
Right.
Use what you want. I've seen people use honey. It's fine. You want that balance of sweet, the sugar. I like the brown sugar because believe it or not, when I cook my bird, I find that it actually gives my bird a little bit more of a brown consistency. Now, that could be a complete psychosomatic thing.
Right.
But I have noticed the difference in the turkeys that I've cooked for sure. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cover this baby up.
Okay.
With our gigantic lid.
Okay.
And we're going to come over here to this fridge.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's watch you do this.
You know what? Honestly.
If you spill this stuff on my floor, I am literally...
So I have to... Oh, my goodness.
Don't spill it.
You can't even begin.
Were you so scared?
How proud I am of myself.
Were you so scared?
Oh my God, Tori, there's no... That weighs at least 50 pounds. All right.
Okay.
Make sure it's nice and tight. You know, a lot of people will even stretch some saran wrap over that to make sure it's nice and tight.
Okay.
I don't find that you really need that as long as it's sealed up and that air circulating around in your fridge doesn't kind of get you get in there. It'll be fine. But you have an air seal, and the only reason I keep it because sometimes it'll float up.
Yeah.
As it starts taking on water, it can do that, or it'll just peek out. That little piece of skin will be weird.
All right.
Ain't gonna hurt it though. So there you are. There's your brine turkey.
That's awesome.
So when you do this, most recipes I've seen like you to do it at 350.
Okay.
For 3.5 hours, depending on pounds or whatever. I think it's like 13 minutes per pound or 8 minutes per pound or something like that.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the temperature. You can cook a really good turkey just by paying attention to the temperature. Please stop. 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 Just stop. You done? Stop.
Okay.
Okay. You're not done. You done?
Hold on, one more.
Just no. Stop. Stop funny.
Okay, go.
So when you put your bird in, make sure you pat it really dry. If you're frying it, by the way, you can do this frying.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're frying it, make sure that it is completely dry. Get in there with some paper towels, make sure it's dried out, and then go into the fryer. If you're going to roast it, again, make sure it's dried out, bind it up real nice, and you could actually rub it down with some butter if you want to. Soften some butter and rub it down really, really well. And then get to roasting. The one thing, if you do roast it in the oven, make sure that you tent the breast with a piece of foil. So just get a piece of foil out, bend it in half, just crank it in half, and just set it on top of the breast.
Okay.
And do that so that when you pull the tin foil away toward the end of the cooking period, you can brown that skin up and make sure it doesn't, get the breast so brown that it's really, the skin's too bad. If you're smoking them, that's a whole different machine. If you're cooking it on the egg, you know what to do. 350, don't touch it, don't move it. I actually, in my drip pan, I put garlic, fresh herbs, mirepoix, celery, carrot, onion. So when that fat drips down and I make my roux for my gravy, it's got all the flavor of those roasty vegetables along with the turkey fat and stuff, which is the best ever. So there you go. There's the turkey brine. I'll take a picture afterwards when we roast it on the egg. We'll take a picture of our dinner before we cook it or before we eat it to make sure that you guys can see what that looks like. And also we'll maybe put some up after carving because it's really, really juicy. But other than that, man, we want you guys to have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in to PrimeTime Kitchen's How Tuesday. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Hey, and go to ptkradio.com and register to win a shoe knife.
We're going to get that shoe knife on, Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Oliver Brothers Real Estate, theoliverbrothers.com. And other than that, we want to thank the Wassey's Meats for presenting PrimeTime Kitchen through 2018 again. We've already signed another annual. Thanks, Jan. And thanks, Frank. We appreciate that. They're the biggest dealer of Big Green Eggs. If you want one, they'll deliver it. They do every single Monday. They bring them over and set them up. So if you want a Big Green Egg, it'll be a great gift to give. And thanks to all you guys. Appreciate it, you guys supporting the show. And it was good seeing everybody at the BDM Bad at Business Beer Fest. It was great seeing you guys there.
So much fun.
Thank you for you guys who bought a shirt and support the show. And if you got one of those camo koozies, take a picture of it, put it up on the website, Facebook page.
Oh yeah, all of our shirts are $10 right now on the Facebook page.
Go buy them. They're only $10. We have plenty of sizes. We even have girls' shirts and stuff as well, plus tumblers and other stuff. Tori's working on new designs for 2018.
They are badass.
We also have some really cool events coming up in 2018. We're going to kind of switch up the way we do PTK Live a little bit. I think you're going to like it. It's going to be bigger, better, and give you more for your money, and make it more of a thing where we don't really record the show there. We're just going to get together and cook and have a good time. And I'm cooking more in 2018 for you guys as well. Don't forget, like and share the video so we can get the word out there about this great show. We really enjoy doing it. We hope you guys do as well. Other than that, you guys have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. Get together with your families. Love them up. And we'll see you guys after the holidays next week on PrimeTime Kitchen's How Tuesdays. Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. And the after show is going to be in the hot tub tonight.
Sure is. Oh, yeah.